Hollywood's relationship with Donald Trump has always been weird. They say they hate him, and they say he's dangerous, but they can't stop talking about him, or apparently joking about being saved by him. The latest example is a little hard to explain. But before we get into it, make sure you're subscribed to Explain America. We're bringing you common sense journalism without the media spin. So hit like, share this video, drop a comment. We really appreciate your support. Now, here's what happened. At the Time 100 Summit in New York, comedian and Oscars host Nikki Glazer got up on stage and launched into a pretty odd rant. She joked about being more free to criticize conservatives in Canada than in the US. And she said she's worried that if certain things she said were recorded, she might not be allowed back in the country. And then she really went off script, claiming she fears one day being on some list for saying the wrong thing about Trump. I mean, did that ever stop them from saying anything outlandish before? No. Now, this is the craziest part. She admits that she's very attracted to Donald Trump. And she repeated it. And she also said she's 100% serious. So you take that for what it's worth. But she had some other very edgy comments that I think potentially crossed the line between comedy and just absolute weirdness. So you might not know whether to laugh, cringe, or just stare in confusion. But here's the takeaway. This is what passes for political commentary in Hollywood right now. Fear, exaggeration, sarcasm, and personal oversharing, wrapped in a joke that's somehow supposed to be profound. Now, this isn't just about one comedian. It's not about Nikki Glazer. It's about how far removed these folks are from everyday reality. They live in a bubble where resistance means giving speeches at award show and imagining dystopian scenarios where their words might get them thrown in jail, while they're getting paid millions to say these words into a microphone on a stage in front of a camera. It doesn't really make any sense. This isn't being brave. It's being very weird. So just watch and decide what you think. Leave a comment below. We really appreciate it.
I was just in Canada where you can say things on stage about someone, and they are on board. I mean, it is, dude, it's wild. Because I have a fairly liberal fan base, but it's actually it's more mixed than I would have thought. And I don't like to, no matter what your beliefs are, how much I disagree or loathe them, you're paying money to come see me. I'm not gonna be like, what you did was stupid and you're ruining our country. Like, it's just not the place for that. So I never get to really explore that on stage. I slip it in here and there. But I never get to outwardly just be like, "Grr." And it's kind of fun. In Canada, it was fun. And I let it fly. It was really good. And then, but I like, there was a time on stage, I think on Saturday night, that I was like, oh my God, if what I said gets recorded and sent out, like I could maybe not get let back into the country. Like literally, I had a friend, Jenna Friedman, who just posted on Instagram, comedian, that she was performing in Vancouver, and when she came back to America, in customs asked, what do you do? She said she's a comedian. They said, do you talk about politics in your set, and do you make fun of the president? And she said she answered truthfully, which I think is yes for her. And they didn't like take her, they let her go, but they asked.
Right.
They asked. And that just is, I mean, I'm not trying to be an alarmist, but I definitely don't think that I am immune to having some kind of backlash, or that I couldn't be put on some kind of list because of some story I reposted that was, I mean, you look at other places that have dictators. Like, you're not allowed to say bad things about them before they became a dictator or after. So I'm kind of on a list at this point, probably. But he's so hot that I think that I'll have that. Like, I stand by that. Like, I may disagree with his policy, but I'm so sexually attracted to him, and I don't know why you're laughing. I'm 100% real about this, and I'll always maintain that, and that will save me when I'm on the gallows.
Right.
But you're hot, and I just I don't know why you're laughing.
You're gonna say, remember when?
Yeah.
I was on stage at the Time
No,
100
I'm
Summit.
gonna go look at this interview and say, did I make a joke of it? No, I was dead serious. Super horny. I mean, I just can't help it.